Three, two, one.
We back. 117.
117 of the BSG pod. A little different today because we have a guest on that's in a different continent. So time zones are different.
Wow.
So this is
Wildly
not it.
did not consider that one scheduling him.
So I'm coming to you from work. Zach's working from home. But we're still going to make the pod happen. Dedicated to it. Got a high-speed car chase going by right outside my window just now. He's flying.
Could be
Anyway,
Jeremy.
it could have been like, oh, he's going. Oh, it's a real chase. I hear him chasing. It's not just getting somewhere. Okay. Anyways, episode 117 of BSG Pod, presented by our friends over at Moon Golf. I forgot it's on the sleeve. There it is. Shout out Moon. I can't say enough good things about them. We love them. We're going to Utah, stocked up on our Moon Golf gloves, just as good as quality gloves.
T-minus 14 days. I got 2 dozen balls with an emergency dozen in the suitcase.
Is it 14 on the dot?
14 days till check-in.
Wow, that's wild. That is insane.
Because today's Tuesday. We'll check in on Tuesday. Get up and leave Wednesday.
I feel like it was just, man, it feels
100 days out.
Yeah, we're saying 100 days out. Now we're 14 days out. Insane. So we're going to be heading to Utah, which we're going to have content coming from that. We're going to film some. And when we're not filming, make sure you're following us on Instagram at b.stillgolf and TikTok, because we'll have content coming to both of those. Shorter form content, just documenting the whole trip out there.
Trying to do a full behind the scenes.
Our DJI operator, Mitch, is going to have that thing in his hand, and we're going to be like, Mitch, press record. And so he's going to get that thing going. Hopefully from the minute we wake up to the minute we land back in Atlanta on Sunday, we have a full video for you. Like everything's captured behind the scenes. So real quick before our guest hops on, let's do a quick rundown of Tour Championship, just kind of like what we saw from it.
Boring.
I was gonna say I listened to the NLU pod and they talked about it, and it's kind of the same consensus of not very entertaining.
It's one of them, pulling up the scores, but it's one of them things that's like, I think, and this may be wild, I think the best should start at the end.
And flip it.
Scotty should be 12 strokes back instead of 12 strokes ahead. Same, the NFL does it. The Chiefs draft last almost every year because they win.
Yep.
So why not put the best in the back and make them work for it?
And I didn't even think
it's a big tournament, but
I didn't even think about it until I heard NLU discuss it like this. This is essentially the Super Bowl of the PGA Tour. Like all season builds up to this, and it's kind of when you think of it in that aspect, it's kind of a letdown.
All right.
Hey, Eric.
Sorry, give me a second. This thing is bugging out on me. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Sorry I'm late. The field was slow today, and I got stuck in hectic traffic.
Oh, no, you're fine. So, everybody, we got Eric on I guess it'll be tonight. We got Eric on tonight. Join us. A little bit of a connection, Eric, and we're going to get you to kind of run through your story. But you're like, well, how do you know Eric? Well, we played at Point, which is our local university here. So, I guess let's start from let's let everybody get to know you. Like when you were young, when did you get into golf? What made you want to get into golf? And then we'll try to go through your story to where you are now.
All right. I guess it started, my dad moved to South Africa from Indonesia, found a hobby in golf. And then I just tag along with him, grab a couple sticks here and there, just whack around. And he was like, all right, let's see what he can do. Then slowly learned how to play golf, took a couple lessons when I was really, really young. And then by the time I turned 6, I played my first competitive event. In South Africa, it's called Little Kids Golf, which is like the South African version of the US Kids Golf. And then obviously when you win an event here, you get invited to the final ones there in Pinehurst. So I've been playing those US Kids Golf since I was 6 until US Teens until I was 17. So a lot of golf. And then obviously played a bunch of golf in South Africa. Amateur golf here is really competitive, as most of y'all know. A lot of South Africans come up to the States for collegiate golf. And then after that, 5 years collegiate golf, and then now I'm back home in South Africa as a pro.
So let's talk. I know kind of Columbus State has a connection with South Africans due to the coach and even before when it was Mark, correct? Immelman?
Yeah. Yeah.
with Mark, and so we actually were able to meet him. But so, how did you get to Point before Columbus State?
So it's kind of funny. So one of my buddies here, Matt, knew Coach Payne because I guess they played golf when they were younger together.
Hmm.
And Coach Payne, who's the head coach at Point University, he's South African as well. So then that's where the connection with me and Point comes from. And one day I'm playing an amateur event called the Northwestern Open. I get an email from Coach Payne saying, "Hey, you want to come play for me?" And then without a second doubt, I just read the email, text my dad, like, "Hey, I got an offer. I'm just going to take it." This is like late July. And he's
Uh-huh.
like, "Sure, go for it." And then without prior research, prior knowledge of Point University, I signed that DocuSign within like 45 minutes of getting that email. I said, "Why not? The US is the US, right?" And then back then, it's like most of us didn't know the difference between D1, D2, D3, NAIA. At the end of the
Uh-huh.
day, college in the US is college in the US, so we didn't think much about it. And then fast forward a month later, I'm on a plane flying into ATL, meeting everyone for the first time.
That's insane. And you were part of. You were there with Coach Payne when Point was pretty dang good at golf. Like y'all were ranked number one, correct?
Yeah, so I got in when Coach Payne's second year there. So the team, when I got there, we were still unranked. I think the team comprised of me, Maddox Lytle, the current Point University coach, um, two Portuguese guys, João Magalhães and João Pintobasto, and then another Portuguese guy, Frank, and then me in my
Hmm.
first year. Then we finally got ranked. After my first year, we went from no rank to 20th. And then the following year, Maddox left and Frank. So then Ruan hopped on board. And then we had another player, Trevor. And then from then on, it was just constant rise until my junior year, where we finally hit first place in the overall standings. Still no natty, but we had the first on the rankings for I think a good year from
Yeah,
then.
I mean y'all were on top of it. With Maddox is a good friend of ours, and we've played some matches with him, and he whoops our tail every time. But and then Ruan, we're trying to get Ruan on the pod because he's just an astounding golfer. Well, now at Augusta, correct? Coaching,
Yeah,
assistant coach at Augusta. With
yeah, assistant men's coach there now.
I think so. Yeah. So how did
Yep.
what was the connection like? What made you say? Is it just your senior year at Columbus State? You said, "Let me go to CSU for my senior year." Like, what was that decision?
So after 4 years at Point, I loved it. I wanted to stay, but Point doesn't offer an in-class master's degree. So
Hmm.
I had to take like some rubbish minor to stay at Point. And then I got an offer from Columbus State to play my final year there, and I could do my master's as well. So then I loved Point, but again, I wanted that master's degree because it was free, thanks to the
Yeah.
scholarship.
Right.
I'm not going to spend a dime. So then I told Coach Payne left the year before. So I told Coach Shannon at the time, like, "Hey, I'm leaving." He said, "All right, I'm leaving too." And then we all went our ways. Rowan left to Augusta, and then I left to Columbus State. And then it wasn't really because of the team or trying to play D2. It was just purely because it was a master's degree. Like,
Yeah.
couldn't pass that up.
Well, so now I guess it kind of gets into the what everybody's dream of come golfing of chasing the professional life. And so kind of coming out of college, what has that been like for you? Has it been harder than you expected, or is it kind of like fulfilling?
You know what was the hardest thing about turning pro coming out of college golf? Is that I have to pay for rounds, pay for golf balls, pay for equipment. Like, my
Oh.
wallet is hurting bad. I didn't spend a dime on golf balls or green fees for, what was it? I was there for 6 years, 7 years. And then I get home here, although it's like a fraction of the price compared to the US, it's still money out my wallet at the end of the day
Uh,
Mhm.
to pay for my own membership. Golf balls, gosh, I go through them like this. Boom, dozen, gone. And then that was the toughest part. But I think my transition personally from college to just purely professional golf has been really nice and easy because all I have to do is wake up in the morning and I have two things I need to focus on. working out and practicing golf or playing a tournament. So I guess three things. While in
Mhm.
college, it was like I have to catch up on school, practice, work out, homework, then we travel, and then just time management just got me like, exhausted after 5 years. While here, it's just same thing every day and just, you know, what's it for? Just trailblazing through. So it wasn't
Yeah.
as difficult as college, but the level is definitely different. But just in terms of time management, it's a lot
You can
easier
just
in the
focus
professional.
more on what you're trying to do instead of being pulled in 12 directions.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Because after I finished my fifth year eligibility because of COVID, I stopped golf completely. I've had my clubs on Facebook Market for a hot minute. No one bought it, thank goodness. And then I got the assistant coaching position at Columbus State as well as the superintendent position. And it was lovely not playing golf. I didn't touch a club for that whole year.
Hmm.
Then the head coach there left, and then I was stuck with the girls for like a year or two. So I was their head coach. So then to play little games to get them competitive, I'll say, if you guys can beat me today, I'll buy you, dinner tonight for the team. And then I'm just like, the first round I lost miserably to my freshman girls. It was kind of embarrassing, so I started practicing again. And then slowly but surely I started posting red scores. I'm like, this is a lot easier than I remember. I could not post under 72 for like 2 weeks coming down my last stretch, or 3 weeks even, of college golf. But all of a sudden, just casually playing, I'm having a lot of fun. The girls are having fun. And then I'm like, all right, let's give a couple mini tour events a go. And the first mini tour, I'm not sure if you guys know the Rolling Red events. Um,
Mm-mm.
Rolling Red is like, I don't know, it's just a Georgia-based mini tour events.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Ron, we headed up to Augusta. I'm not sure what the golf course name is. And then I played first event in a year and a half. Come off the golf course, 4 under par. I'm like, oh, I still got it. Next round, 2 under. Next round, 1 under. I'm like, all right. I gave the girls a call. I'm like, sorry, ladies, I'm heading home. I'm going to try play pro.
So
Just
do
had
you?
to restrike that fire.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
needed that
because
mental break from it and then go
that's
full back
exactly
into
it.
it.
Yeah, and it's just been fun. You know what I mean? I will shoot an 80 in an event, and if it was in college, I'd be crying for 3 weeks. But here it's like, it's one round, it's one event, it's not the end of the world. It's not like
Hmm.
someone standing at home with a baseball bat to smack me if I ever do it. You know, at the end of the day, the only person that's hard on me is myself. So I just gotta, be hard, but again, just be a little more lenient because we all know how golf is. You will
I
post your
feel
low
like,
score and then high score like that.
yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like golf is the hardest of the sports purely because it's just you out there. If you have a
Yeah,
bad day, it's you on yourself. But if you're playing baseball or soccer or anything, you're a team. You win as a team, lose as a team. It's okay, guys, let's go back. But if you lose as
yeah.
yourself, it's like, I'm awful at this. Why do I keep doing this to myself?
And that thought comes in very quickly. You don't even realize it, and it's already eating you alive in the back nine.
Do you have some? So some of the guys we talked to, they're still in college or they're coming right out, and a majority of them do say they want to chase this professionally, and then some of them say, "Well, I'm giving myself this many years, and if it doesn't happen, then I'm just transitioning careers." Is that something for you, or are you kind of like I know when I'm done, or are you like when I'm 35 or whatever, I'm done trying?
Yeah, so we got to be realistic at the end of the day. It's like there's only so much money we can spend on golf, right? Like I said, when I come out of college, everything's on my own expense. It's easy if you have sponsorships, but if you have sponsors, you got to perform. And when they don't come to you and you don't have any money to play the next event, sorry, my dog's jumping on me. Get down, Johnny.
No, you're good.
Um, you just like, for me, I said 3 years. That's how much money I have available to just pay entry fees, pay travel, pay equipment, with like
Mhm.
not earning anything back, right? Because at the moment I'm kind of breaking even because I'm not on the main tour, but I'm just breaking even on all expenses. So I live with my dad. He pays for my food, helps me with gas, pays for tournament expense, you know. So on him or even on me for 3 years just doing that, it's not sustainable. So then I obviously then I have to get a part-time job. But then when you get a part-time job, your focus is divided, and it's
Yeah.
no different to college.
Mhm.
So I guess when people say I'm going to give myself 3 years, I think it's 3 years of just pure golf, no side quest. And then after that, it's up to you. If you can manage part-time and playing pro, by all means, you could extend that to another 3, 4 years easily. But when the money's out and, you need to make a living, I'm 26. All my friends have jobs, comfortable living, even having kids at this point. Like 3 years, I think is a good margin for me. And then after
Mhm.
that, if I'm making enough money to make a decent career or living, then that's great. If I'm not, obviously I have to look over into a 9 to 5, which, no one wants that.
No one wants a nine to
No,
five.
we don't.
Nobody wants a 9 to 5.
Are
Uh,
you
Exactly.
currently on staff or sponsored with any brand now?
Currently, no. I took my dad's advice for the first year. Just don't ask, don't approach, don't receive, because that pressure is just too much. Again, if
Hmm.
you're not performing, it looks bad on them. They can drop you like this, and it hurts the ego a little bit when a sponsor drops you. But I do currently have like an ambassadorship with this place called Swing Shack, and they provide a good environment, product and service. It's like an indoor simulator place, right?
Hmm.
yeah.
Trackman, everything, all the swing analysis numbers you could possibly need as a pro. And it's really good. And I just joined them on Monday, and it's something that I really need in my game. So it works well, and they're very, accommodating. So I don't look at them as a brand ambassadorship. I almost look at them as like part of the team, like the coaches
Hmm.
and physical trainers. That's how I view them. And so far, they've been really amazing people.
We have a lot of people that listen that big kind of gear people. So can you run us through what's in your bag now? Like what are you playing currently?
So I got a full Titleist golf bag, driver to putter, being Scotty. Because here I'm on the Big Easy Tour, so we get cost 25 less on equipment. So I saved a ton of money just buying everything Titleist. So
Hmm.
driver head, I've got the TSR2, 8 degree of loft with a Tensai black 1K shaft. Then TSR2 plus 3 wood, TSR3 hybrid, 4 hybrid, and then T150 4 iron, and then T100 5 2 pitching wedge, and then the SM10s. I think that's it. And then Scotty. I'm not sure what model it is. I just like it.
And I'm assuming you
Uh,
play Pro V1s.
Yeah. So I was with Strixon, but after 3 holes, I have to swap out golf balls, and a Pro V just lasts a lot longer, especially with the amount of spin I put on the golf ball with wedges. Like one wedge and it's just eaten up. So Pro V at
Hmm.
least lasts a little bit longer, so I don't have to run through 4 golf balls around.
So we don't have that problem. We don't spin the ball like that. So we
as
can,
long as mine doesn't hit the cart path, I'm good. I'm trying
yeah.
to keep the ball around.
Eric,
Oh
we're just
yeah,
trying to
those
make
start
18
pads.
holes with one ball last at this point.
Don't worry, me too.
We're just trying to. Uh, no, hey, so for everybody listening, and we're gonna put your stuff in so they can go follow you on Instagram and whatnot. What events do you have coming up that we can kind of keep track? And do you have any tournaments you got planned?
Yeah, so right now we're playing this little team event on the Bushveld Tour, which is a mini tour in South Africa. So it's just me and my buddy. The round one was today. It's a better ball. Then tomorrow's foursome, so alternate shots, and then the third round is better ball again. We didn't have a very hot day today. We shot 6 under as a team. I think leading team is 12 under, which is pretty dang good around the golf course we're playing at now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so on the Bushveld Tour, there's at least 3 to 4 events a month. You could take a look at it. There's an app called Bushveld Tour app on the App Store, and that's what I'm currently most active on because there's just 3 a month. And then I'm on the development tour for the main tour, which is called Betway Big Easy. So that's 10 events in the season. I'm playing my fourth event on that tour in 3 weeks, end of April. End of September. And through that tour, I could get my main tour status by finishing a top 12 on Order of Merit non-exempt. So that's the big one. So I don't have to go back to Q school because Q school honestly just sucks.
You do have a win this season, or was it last season?
So yeah, last season. So our South Africa season starts in April. So my last one was in February. Right now I'm just hovering at that fourth, fifth place. I haven't quite broken through yet, but we're working on it.
We're rooting for you. We love watching the guys that come on here and see what they can do. And so we'll share your stuff, and we can't wait to see. We believe we'll get there. 3 years easy. We got it.
3 years easy. Appreciate it.
Easy. Well, you got anything else, Zach or Eric?
No, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, I know this was kind of out of your schedule, but we appreciate you taking the time and coming on here for us.
And I appreciate you guys having me. I see the channel's growing up nicely, eh?
We're trying. We're three full years in now. It's
just like a slow. It's like it's like a slow grind, and there's times you're like, I don't feel like doing it, but then me and Zach are like, we're gonna golf together anyways. We might as well film it because there's perks to it. I mean, like working with Moon Golf and people sending us stuff, so it's not full time job.
Talk to guys on tour like yourself.
Yeah,
we get to see the higher level view of it that like I'm not aware of because I've only been playing 4 years, so it's one of them things to hear it from your perspective and some of the other guys. It's like I never even thought about that.
Mm-hmm. I think
it's just funny because I remember when y'all would come in to ask for a bucket. Sorry.
I said, I think we're 1-1 against South Africans right now. So, if we need to come, I think we beat Joseph. We beat him. And
Jacob.
And then we lost to we lost from a guy from Columbus State. I can't remember his name.
Duncan?
No, it's...
I can think of it.
I can see
Bernard.
Millers,
yeah. I remember he was telling me he was going to play with you boys.
Yeah, he was good. He's a very gentleman. Like he was very proper on his P's and Q's, and he just
well put together. But he can strike.
Yeah, he asked me. He said, "Do you like hunting?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love to hunt because like deer and stuff." He said, "Oh no, I'm talking about out in the bush. We go out there and there's lions and stuff." I said, "No, Bernard, I don't hunt like that."
I hunt stuff that will not come at me, will run away.
Yeah, he's talking about camping out in the bush, and he's like, "There's lions around and all that stuff." I said, "You're wild, Bernard. That's not what I'm doing."
Yeah, like y'all are hunt, and then in South Africa they just hunter-gatherers at this point, just with a 4x4, and then just this random rifle slinging around over their shoulders.
Yeah,
there's no difference between now and then.
But Jacob, he said he wants to run it back because he was not pleased with his performance. I think he puts some of his teammates at point. He put money on it, and then he lost, so he lost money. He was like, which he is good. I won't lie, he's good. It was just like freezing cold that day, and he just wasn't doing it.
You know what? Run it back, and I'll give you some, little tips to get in his head.
Yeah,
that's all we need. We just start chirping.
You could just slide him a beer in the beginning.
Yeah,
he has one beer. He loosens up a little too much, and he goes for another one. Boom! You guys are 4 up through 9. Easy.
That's what we need. So we're gonna try to get him because I want to say this may be his senior year this year at point or his last year at point. I don't know, but we need to get him before he graduates and gets out of there.
Yeah, that shouldn't be. Oh gosh, it's already been 4 years.
Yeah, we're gonna try to go to Augusta too and take on Ruan because everybody talks about Ruan. His skill levels.
Please wipe the floor with him for me.
No,
All
I don't think we
right.
can. But we're gonna try.
We've had a running game since freshman year. I think we are. Yeah, he's clapping me, honestly. I'm not even going to try to dig on the numbers. I think the funniest thing, I get into college, club head speed maximum 110. And then playing with him, I get annoyed at how far he outdrives me. So then I just started trying to rip driver. No prior training, nothing. Eventually it got up to like 120.
Uh-huh.
And now it's like a comfortable 125 on the golf course,
Oh
180 ball
gosh.
speed. But that's just because I'm trying to catch him because he's so
Yeah,
small. And
that's
obviously
what
on
everybody
W's, he
they
just smacks it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm 90 kilograms. How the hell are you driving me by so far?
they say he's so tiny, but just hits it so far. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
got to see
it's
it
a
in person.
treat. If you play with him, it's an absolute treat.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
have to do.
he's a good example of just South African golf. Here, all our only golf course strategy is how far is the hole? Where's my driver? Which way to go? And that's it.
That's what Dean Wilkins said. He said where he's from in South Africa, there's a special part where all the guys are just so long off the tee, and that's the goal. Be as close as which is the goal in
It's
general, but
close. Yeah.
they're longer than everybody here almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And here's a funny little fact. So here in South Africa, it's just everyone is long. I haven't been outdriven in the US since my, you know, junior year by a non-South African. I come here, I'm maybe the top 20 in distance. Maybe. With Oaks, like people way younger than me, people way older than me. I'm just like, okay, great. Like I play D2 golf. I play on all those amateurs like the Southeastern and Choo Choo Invitational. I play with all those D1 boys, and no one outdrives me. Maybe like they come close, but then I come here, I'm top 20, maybe.
everybody's hitting it far.
Everyone's hitting it far, and then I guess when you interview your next South African or anyone that has a South African on the team, you can always guarantee their first year is either going to be the best golf on the team or the worst because, in Georgia, you got to be strategic with it, even when you go to Florida or up north.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're bringing the pump driver if the number starts with 4, and then it tightens up to like 5 yards at 280 yards up there.
Yeah,
And then you're just hitting driver, and then 5 yards off the fairway, it's OB or lost ball. So that's why I think South Africans always struggle or do really well in the first year is because of that fact. And then either they, swallow their pride and take a 6-iron off the tee, or they're just going to keep pushing at it and still hit driver off every random tee box. So
yeah,
yeah, just keep an eye on that. It's actually quite funny.
we will. We will. Uh, but man, we appreciate you coming on, Eric, and taking time with us.
Appreciate you guys having me. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. We'll be posted, I think, tomorrow.
Okay,
And so we'll tag you and everything and all that.
cool.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man.
All
Thanks, man.
right, thanks, James. Appreciate it. Have fun.
Yes, sir. See
All
you
right.
later.
Yep. Bye. This is the
He's off.
Yeah,
Frozen, but is it still showing on your screen?
yeah, just in place.
Yeah, that's what I got. I guess it'll probably fix it in a minute. So we'll just real quick pick back up where we were and run through it, and then your boy get back to work because we're in the work day.
Yeah.
So we're talking about tour championship. Pretty much boring. Scotty ran with it. Nothing new.
No surprise.
No, that's how it's probably going to be. That they did the over under for next year on Scotty. I think they said 5.5 of regular wins and 1 major. And so
I think higher.
I'll say I took the under. I
Only,
don't think he's going to repeat it.
only because he started the season with the blade, and he struggled. He was
He
great
likes
and everything.
mallet.
Struggled with putting. Rory recommended the mallet, which he probably hates himself now for recommending it.
Yeah.
And now he's all mallet and center of the cup.
So if that was the over under, we can do ours. Over and under, you're taking he's 5 or more wins next season.
He might go 2 majors.
Man, that'd be big time.
He's going to 3-peat the Masters.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt
I
it.
know, get his 3rd, not 3-peat, because Rom won it
Yeah.
the year between.
Yeah. But yeah, I could see that, especially at the Masters. The other
The
majors,
course doesn't change. It's not like the rotating events. The
Yeah.
Masters is the same. They may firm it up or They can't
That was,
speed it up too
that was
much
another thing they
anymore.
talked about East Lake being such a not a boring course, but it's August in Atlanta, so it's hot and muggy. Why not alternate it like the other places and have it go to different
Yeah,
courses?
put in like Massachusetts or somewhere,
Yeah,
somewhere
that's
a
what
little cooler.
one of the guys suggested. Why
Oh,
are we
Western
doing?
Straits would be nice.
He said, yeah, and he said Oakmont, and then he said Pebble Beach instead of February, doing Pebble Beach in February, moving it to August.
Mhm.
Hold on. Yes, ma'am.
Casey is live at work, so he's got live customers. I'm on lunch break working. I should be done in a second. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap up for the week. Casey might be a minute. So to look forward to, put the Purcell Farms video out. Great battle. Got the Logan Kane video coming out in a couple weeks, and then we have Utah. So look forward to that. Like, subscribe, follow. See you on the next one.